Alright guys, let's get started with skin prep. I always like to moisturize my lips as well as go in with these facial radiance pads from First Aid Beauty. I feel like they really exfoliate my skin. They prep the skin so beautifully for makeup, and I have also been prepping my skin with these MAC products, which I have really been enjoying. They have really been hydrating my skin and just giving me that glowy, beautiful base that I like before I go in with makeup. Next up, I'm going to start filling in my brows, and I have been using this Fenty brow pencil lately, and I have been really loving the undertone and the shade of this pencil, and I do my brows in very small strokes. I also, as you can see here, I make sure that my brow ends where the outer corner of my lid meets up with the end of the brow. So my brows are just super sparse. The tail of my brow is pretty much non-existent, so I have to fill them in with pencil. I was not blessed in the brow department, but I have been learning little by little just what works for me, what doesn't. I feel like in so many videos my brows either look really nice or they look super messed up, just because it's all been trial and error, just looking at the shapes that I prefer. I have been thinking about getting microblading done, but I'm super nervous about that because I want them to be exactly what I would like to always have, because that is more permanent. So that is just why I have just been playing around a lot with the length of my brow, the width of them, just all of that. But I feel like lately I have been doing a little better. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean them up with a little bit of cream concealer. You can use any concealer you have. It doesn't have to be the same one that I use. As long as you can clean up your underbrow with it, you are good to go. So I'm using a very small detailed brush, really tiny, to go ahead and do a line underneath the brows and just brighten that area up, and it just gives the appearance like you just got your eyebrows waxed. You don't have no little stray hairs. Everything is just perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and prep my eyes with this Milk eye primer. I have really been loving this primer. I forgot how much I liked it. It really makes the colors of my shadows pop, and the shades just stick onto the lid, and it lasts hours and hours. Now that we are all prepped, I wanted to bring you guys in closer, so I hope that you guys enjoy this. I am using a fluffy brush. I'm going to be listing the products on the screen by name so that you guys can get all of the details, but I did want to get close up so that you guys can see the eye area better and you can see what I'm doing. So I am starting off with a transition shade, and I like to bring my shadow kind of upward because the older we get, the more things just start to droop down, and we do not want to follow that shape. We want to kind of pull the eyes up. So that is why you see me kind of flicking the eyeshadow up, because if I was to keep it right where you see it right now, it would just kind of go downward. And I don't want that shape for my eyes. I want it to be lifted. And I also wanted to get close up to the camera because I wanted you guys to see my skin texture, my breakouts, because so many of you guys comment that I have perfect skin, that I have flawless skin, and I do not. I have scarring. I used to have really bad acne when I was in high school, and I still get occasional breakouts here and there, especially on my chin and on my forehead. So I think that this shows my skin way better. And now I'm going in with a bit of a smaller crease brush, and I am applying a shade that is a little bit darker, but we're still kind of in the same range. And now I'm going to keep this color a little bit closer to the lid, but I'm also bringing it up a little bit, making it meet with the previous shade. Next up, we're taking a deeper shade, and you can see I have an even smaller brush. So always remember, the deeper the shade you are applying, it's better to use a smaller brush. You have more control about where you're placing the eyeshadows. It's not going to go further up than you want it to. So I'm really concentrating this color only on the outer lid. This is not going to go up. It's going to stay right there. And that just gives us more control about where we want our colors. Everything everything is not going to just blend all in together and look muddy. You can see the difference in the shade. So it's going from lightest to now the deepest. And I'm using the fluffy brush now to kind of just blur everything out and blend everything together. So that is the result. Now I'm going in with the star of the show, which is beautiful golden shade. I kind of created like these sunset looking eyes without even realizing it, and I really love the look. So I am placing that golden shade right on my eyelids and bringing it up a little bit just to give my lid more of a bigger appearance. You can also apply shimmery shades with your fingers. It will concentrate them more. It will give you a bigger punch of color. So I really like to do that as well, or you can wet your brush a little bit and also apply it that way. Now I'm going back in, making sure that all of the colors are blended in together, and there is our eye look. Now I am going to clean it up with some makeup remover wipes. I'm going to clean upward again. Everything that we are doing in the eyes, we want to kind of go up so that we can snatch that face. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of mascara, and I'm also going to be applying false lashes. I feel like lashes is what gives the look exactly what it needs. I feel like if I was to do a look like this where there is a lot of color, it really needs lashes to make it pop. All right, now we're going to move on to our face. I am applying some eye cream because I did use a makeup wipe, so I want to make sure that I add a little bit more moisture in there. I'm also going to prime my face using a super hydrating primer. This is from Refi because I am using a matte foundation, and we're going to talk about that in a bit because I'm not too happy with the foundation. I think I'm going to send it to my sister because she does have more oily skin than I do, and the foundation that I am talking about is the KVD foundation. This has the most beautiful coverage. It is so beautiful, but my skin just can't handle it. It's very mattifying. So if you have oily skin, check this foundation out. The coverage is beautiful. I tried my hardest to make it look the best that I can, but the times that I have worn it, I feel like I do have to work with it way more than I would like to work with a foundation. But I do love the coverage. As you can see, here it is without foundation and here is with, and I try to keep it as natural as possible, but it still looks very just makeup-y. It does get a little cakey on me, and I just don't like that look. I prefer to look a little radiant and dewy. And then now I'm going in with this Makeup Revolution concealer, which I have really been loving. It creases very minimally, and it is super affordable. You can find it at Ulta. I will be leaving the link in the description box below if you're interested in any of the products that I am showing today. Just remember that they are affiliate links, and I do make a small commission when you purchase through those links, and I am super grateful if you do. It just helps out my channel, and I always pour it right back into my channel so that I can give you guys even more reviews. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and blend out that concealer, and as you can see, it brightened, it really smoothed out that area. Now I'm going to be doing some bronzing. I have been loving this Makeup by Mario cream bronzer. It brings the life back to your skin. It looks so hydrating, so luminous, and it really helped the foundation not look dry because this does have like a very emollient texture to it. And I am blending this out with a Sigma brush. I have had this brush for so long that I don't even know what brush this is, but just a small brush where you can blend out your bronzer is going to work perfect. So it's a little bit more packed together, but it's still fluffy at the same time. It's not super stiff. You guys know I'm going to share at the end what I was jamming to while I was doing my makeup because I just think music to me is therapy. Makeup is therapy. I can sit down and do my makeup and I just forget about the world. Now let's look at this cream blush from Huda Beauty. Tell me that it's not gorgeous. I love applying it with the brush that they made for the blush. I use it with all of my cream blushes. It blends the product out so beautifully. And I forgot to contour my nose, so I'm going in and doing that with the same product from Makeup by Mario and blending it out with a small brush. This brush is from e.l.f. You could find it at Target, at Ulta. And now I'm going to go ahead and set the face using this Kosas powder and a puff. And now I'm going to go ahead with this One Size Beauty and I'm going to be bronzing my skin. I kind of just dipped my brush into all three colors, and this bronzer is super pigmented, so you need the tiniest amount. If you go too heavy-handed with it, it will look super muddy and just super pigmented. So a little bit goes a very long way, and I'm using an Hourglass brush. Next up, I'm going in with this Haus Labs blush in the shade Pomelo Beach. This formula is just stunning. If you are interested in it, it is the perfect time to pick it up since the Sephora sale is still going on. I think it's done tomorrow. And look at how gorgeous that blush is. It just goes beautifully with the Huda cream blush. They go together so beautifully. I wanted a peachy cheek because I think it goes better with the eye look. Everything is a little warm. Sorry if I sound a little nasally. I'm going through allergies like real hardcore. Now I'm going to go ahead and set the face with this Laura Mercier setting powder. I'm going to bake, and I love doing this step because it just smooths everything out. It blends the blush in with the rest of the makeup and nothing really looks too separated from each other. So that is what I love doing this for. I don't let it sit for too long because I do have drier skin, so I just put it on and then brush it away quickly. Now I'm going to set the face using the new Milk setting spray. I am loving this. It gives you a blurred look to the skin without making you feel like a desert. It is perfection. I think any skin type can use it. Now we're going to move on to the highlight. I'm using a Rare Beauty highlight. Look at the pop that this highlight gives. I love it so much. I'm dying to get the shade Mesmerized, but it's sold out. I have 2 shades of it and I love them so much. It just gives you this wet looking glow to the skin, and I just love it. Also, be light-handed with this one as well because it is super pigmented, super just strong. Now I'm putting on some eyeliner to the waterline, and I'm also going to take a very small brush and I'm going to be applying some of the same shades that I applied for my eye look just underneath my lashes on the lower lash line, just to bring the look all together. I'm also going to apply lower lash mascara. And now we're gonna move on to our lip combo for the day. Let me just say I fell in love with this lip combo. It is a Pat McGrath lip liner in the shade Contour, which looks like it could be too light, but it really gives the perfect shape to the lips. It is perfection. I love it. And I had got this, but I wasn't really giving it too much attention. So I try to use products in my collection as much as I can, even though I'm constantly buying new things. But this one right here, I definitely recommend. I loved it. Creamy, smooth, and just perfect, easy to apply. And now we're going in with a drugstore lippy. These Maybelline liquid lipsticks, I cannot recommend them enough. Look at that beautiful nude shade. Isn't that just gorgeous? It looks glossy, but they do dry down a little bit less glossy than that, even though I went in and added even more gloss because I do love a nice glossy lip. This lip combo was just so beautiful. I love it so much. Now I'm going to add a little bit of body glow, which I kind of went a little too heavy-handed with that, but this just gives the skin a super moisturized look, gives it a little bit of color. We don't want to have a glowy face and then our skin just be super dry and cracky, so that's why I do that. I'm also applying my fragrance of the day, Juliet Has a Gun Magnolia Bliss. I love featuring the fragrance of the day because that just brings the whole look together. We're smelling super good. And now I am putting this Patrick Ta lip gloss, and that just did it for me. That is going to be it from me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this makeup video. Thank you so much for those of you who support my makeup videos. It means the world to me because this is another passion of mine. I just appreciate it so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. So why won't we let this thing go? Who the hell you trying to impress?